What is going on, party people? My name is Dylan Cash, and today I am joined by PhenomSage, my good friend Matthew.
What's up?
Yeah, he's here. We're gonna be talking about the much anticipated Avengers Endgame. This is a spoiler discussion. We're gonna be getting into pretty much
spoiler-filled.
Yeah, spoiler-filled. We're going into all the details. We're gonna be talking about all the deaths, all the crazy stuff. So
Man.
get out if you haven't seen the film, or if you don't care about spoilers, then whatever. But we're spoiling the movie. That's basically all I'm gonna say. I saw it yesterday. I believe you saw it like just a while. You just got back.
I saw it like hours ago.
Yeah,
So
hours
it's
ago.
still fresh on my mind. All the emotions are still super fresh right now.
Yeah.
Oh man, dude, it's not, I wouldn't even call this a depressing movie. It's just a really emotionally overwhelming movie, especially towards the latter part.
I'd say the last hour, just like I felt exhausted in a really good way after watching the movie. Like I felt
because people are gonna hear that and they're gonna immediately think, oh, it's because of deaths. Oh, it's because all these sad things are happening. It's not because it's sad. The last hour, in fact, a lot of it is like really, really like exciting and energizing, but there's just so much to unpack, so much emotion going on everywhere.
Yeah.
And I love that about this movie.
Like general consensus, like just like first thoughts, like how do you feel about this movie? Like I'm guessing you like it, but like where's your thoughts right now?
I liked it a lot, and I don't know if this is like, I haven't gotten the time because I've been avoiding Endgame spoilers like the
me
plague.
too.
So
Yeah.
I haven't really been able to see what the general like popular opinion is on this movie, but I feel like it's not as strong as Infinity War as a movie. I feel like especially the middle act of the movie, it meanders a little bit. There's a little bit of dragging. Some things that I feel like went on a little bit longer than they should. I don't think it's as tight and focused of a movie as Infinity War, but as a conclusion and a send-off to this franchise, I feel like they wrote everything as perfectly as it could have possibly been.
Yeah, I agree with you. I absolutely agree with you. I would be okay as it stands now. I would be okay if there wasn't one. Marvel movies are done. I would
embrace it.
Like, it makes me sad that there's going to be more Marvel movies.
Yeah, I honestly, and I wonder how this will affect their franchise going here on out, because this feels like the end. This feels like we heard everything before. Like, everybody marketed it as like, oh, this is the culmination. This is everything. But like, when you watch it, it is the culmination. It is everything.
It feels like that from the very beginning.
With that final act.
Yeah, the last hour of the movie is. I never in my wildest dreams could have imagined how that scene played out. That final battle played out.
It makes you remember when people saw those trailers for Civil War and they were like, they couldn't do more than this. Like, this is like all these characters coming together. Like, it looks small, but like, this is like a lot of characters. This is the best they could do. And then you look at this, it's like this is the scene, the Avengers Assemble scene is ripped straight out of a comic book. Like, that entire sequence,
all the portals opening up and seeing like armies coming out of them, like I've never
every single character over the past decade coming out of those portals. It's like, that's fucking magic. That's like, I just have such an like, that like, I haven't been super high on a lot of the MCU films lately. Like, I thought they've been okay, sometimes they were good, but watching that scene just gave me such an appreciation for what they crafted with this cinematic universe.
Yeah,
it was like, that scene will go down as one of the most iconic and important scenes in the history of cinema.
I agree with you. It's like, it's the Return of the King moment. Like, it's the moment, like the big battle. Like it just feels so important.
It feels important. It feels epic. Like, and I know that word gets overused, but like there's no other word you can use to describe that. It's epic. It's like,
and there's payoff to it too. Like there's
ugh.
it's like they set out, all these portals open up, all the characters come out, and then they fight, and it looks awesome. Like it's incredible.
I will say the scenery for that final battle could have been a little bit more vibrant and cool. It was a little bit washed out and drab, but
yeah,
like,
they
I
kind
understand why.
I think
like
they did that.
but
Yeah, those bombings, like they did that on purpose, just to like, because I mean, like
I just
it's
think
all
it
like
would have looked cooler, like with like a Wakanda setting where it's just like super vibrant and green and stuff. But I understand what they were doing. I get it.
Yeah, it was a very powerful scene and just incredible, just absolutely incredible.
I cried twice in the movie. That scene is one of the scenes where I cried at.
I saw your tweet and I 100% agree with that. Like when the credits, I bawled when the credits were rolling.
Yeah.
Like just I felt everything, and it just I felt heartbroken in a way.
I thought I was okay. Like they were doing like the going through all the characters, and I was like, oh, this is cool. And then when they went to the
Avengers.
original 6 Avengers, and they signed their name, the actors signed their names, and you have like this montage of their character. I was fucking crying. I was like, dear God.
Yeah,
what
man.
have they done to me?
Yeah, and like, oh my goodness. How do you feel about? I think like, how do you feel about like Tony Stark's send off, like him as a character, like what they did at the end?
I thought it was really. I'm surprised they didn't give him a single line during his death. Like he just went out.
Yeah,
I actually like that.
I did too. I like how his last words were, "I am Iron Man." Like that was.
I fucking love that. My God, dude, this movie is filled to the brim with just references, fans. Like it is the perfect send-off movie in the foundation of the plot. I don't know how long in advance they were planning on like what they were going to do with this finale, but it was just perfect. I didn't even, when I went into the movie, I didn't even know about the time travel shit.
No, neither did
Going
I.
back into the previous movies, are you fucking kidding me?
That
like,
was so, when they were in New
such a good
York, man. When they were in New York, that blew my mind. Like going back to New York, seeing the original Avengers, Cap fighting Cap, like that was so cool, so
Such
funny.
a good screenplay.
The Hail
Like,
Hydra
who
moment,
thought of
dude,
that?
when he's in the
Yes.
elevator.
The elevator, the reference to Winter Soldier, like this is a movie that I feel like to get, like, obviously the maximum enjoyment comes from if you had followed it from the beginning, but like this movie really, like, it's rewarding people who stuck with the franchise all these years.
Yeah.
Like entire, like, almost to a fault, I would say, because I was saying it meandered a lot. I feel like a lot of it got lost in a lot of its fan service, where like there wasn't really a clear direction with the story, and they were just like paying homage to all these different things. And I think that's fine. But like I feel like you need to like enjoy those previous movies to be able to have the maximum enjoyment in this movie.
I agree with you. I think that it's just, I'm sorry about all the outside noise, by the way. I have to have my window open here.
It's all good.
But I think it's okay. Like I like, at first I was like, this seems kind of silly, like, you know, all these like things happening, but like I don't really care. Like at this point, like they've earned that. Like they've earned that, and we as an audience have earned that. Like I don't need thespian filmmaking here. Like let's have fun, and let's just send these characters off.
Let's have fun, and let's like just the best thing I can say is that like it paid respect to everything that it's like built on, and that's what I love about it. Like so much respect and so much just admiration for like what came before.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. There's so many moments in this film to talk about. Like, I mean, I'm like, obviously the big battle's what sticks in your head the most, probably. Like, I mean, Cap wielding Mjolnir, dude.
Oh my God, dude. I had the most boring theater ever for this, by the way. I wish I had seen it on opening night, so that way I could have gotten like all the laughs and cheers. Everybody was so quiet during this movie, but like I wanted people to cheer when Cap was holding.
In my theater, thankfully, I got like a lively crowd. I like at least 5 people said "Holy shit" and almost stood out of their seat.
I love that.
Like people were
so
losing.
much.
Dude, I lost my mind, man. I was not expecting that, and it's just we wanted it. We wanted it. We thought it a possibility, and then we just like kind of gave up on that dream, and then it happens, and it feels so right. It is so badass when he's fighting with the shield as well, like hammering down the shield, like bouncing the hammer off the shield. Incredible choreography there. Like it just looks so cool. And like I love how Thor's just like, yeah, I knew it. Like that was awesome. That was
I love that line. Yeah.
that was so cool. And just again, the I am Iron Man, him wielding those Infinity Stones, like what the hell? That was so cool. That was so cool.
Man, and like, oh man, Iron Man dying, like it's fitting for this movie. Like out of every character, it's fitting. And that final line with him saying I am Iron Man, like it's just, the movie is pure fan service, dude, in the best way possible. Like it calls back to everything, like Iron Man being the first Avenger. Like, oh dude, this movie.
Yeah, dude, when he met his dad, that was so cool. I actually really dug that. I love, like, it was kind of weird. That part felt really, when it went to the 70s or whatever, and you had like Hank Pym, like old school Hank Pym there. Like that was really cool. That definitely surprised me there. I didn't think that we were going in that direction. Surprised me like in the middle of the movie, which I thought was pretty cool. I'm not like that scene itself. That whole part was basically there just for him to talk to his dad, I feel like. But it was really cool. I really like that. And then of course, Steve Rogers seeing Peggy like in her office or whatever. I thought that was really cool as well. And
I will say the one thing that kind of felt I don't know if I'd say anticlimactic. I just like, I guess it makes sense. I'm still like kind of conflicted on how they ended that Cap storyline.
There's a lot of controversy going about that.
Oh, there is?
Yeah,
really?
There's a lot of, I wouldn't say controversy, but there's a lot of confusion, I should say. It kind of, there's a lot of contradiction in this movie, obviously, with the time traveling and how that even works. Like if Cap were to go back,
I'm definitely not thinking too hard about that.
Yeah. But I dug the final cut, like the final scene of him dancing with Peggy and then sending like the credits with that jazz. That was beautiful. Like I really, really liked that. I thought that was a good way to.
I just like, I'm not talking about like the logistics of like, how did that happen? I'm just like more so from a narrative perspective. I'm like wondering like, why now did you decide to like, I guess because he had time, like now the world is saved, so he feels like he can live the rest of his life without being needed. But it just felt weird for like Cap, this person who's like duty bound to like protect everyone, to just say like, I'm done. I'm going to go live my own life now.
I think it has to do with Stark. I think like the fact that Stark had a kid, which was really cool. I loved that Stark had a kid. That was so fucking sweet.
The
like
time skip. I was not expecting.
Yeah, when it said like 5 months, years later, I'm like, what is going on? And like everybody's changed, and like, yeah, that was crazy. I was expecting some kind of time skip, not 5 years. That's insane. And then him having a daughter. Because the Marvel
movies always stay like year and year with like present time.
Yeah.
So that it was weird to be like, oh, we're now in like 2024 now.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then like the whole like Thanos being killed within like the first 20 minutes of the movie was also weird.
Yeah. Just
lots of really weird, cool directions the movie took that I wasn't expecting.
Yeah, I agree. How do you feel about? I mean, like this is probably the most controversial thing of the entire movie, and it's what people have complained about the most is Fat Thor. Like, how do you feel about Fat Thor?
Wait, people don't like that?
No, people don't like that, dude. People say that
Really?
they made a mockery of the character.
What? I don't know about all that. He still kicked ass. Like,
He's still, at the end.
really
Oh,
awesome in the
jeez.
movie.
Yeah, he was super awesome at the end with the full braided beard. Like, are you kidding me? Like, that's what Thor's supposed to look like.
That was cool because then, like, yeah, because they grew his hair back out. Like, I love that they like paid homage back to all of their original appearances in the first Avengers movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't understand that. That was pretty. I thought like in the beginning it was practically the only piece of levity in the entire like 2 acts of the movie.
Yeah. I thought they stuck on it a little too long. Like, they kept making jokes about it, and I was like, oh, okay, I think I'm good now. Like,
are you talking about like in Asgard or like just in
like when they took him to Avengers headquarters and they were like, oh, is he asleep? I think he's dead. Like, they just kept like making jokes.
I like that. There was
You liked it?
That's one thing I missed. The humor, like Infinity War had such a beautiful blending of humor and like seriousness and comedy and all that, whereas this film I feel like is mostly really bleak, and like it's what I was expecting Infinity War to be, and now it's like it's weird not to have that like comedy spliced in. Like I never had a problem with the comedy before because it was always like really well integrated and didn't take away from anything, but it was weird for this movie to be so serious all the time, which is why I liked the Thor stuff a lot.
I really liked Hulk. I like how Hulk was like this mixed between Banner and Hulk. Like, he looked cool.
I wasn't expecting that either.
He it fit. Like, I'm like, of course. Like, he talks now. Yeah. He's like, this works. This is what he should be. This is like the natural evolution of his character, I feel like. And I like the gag at the diner too when the people are taking the pictures and then Ant-Man's like, oh yeah, what about me?
Yeah, great scene.
It's like, just take the goddamn phone.
I feel like some of that was improv, I think, because that scene went on longer than I thought it would, and it just kept getting funnier. I was like, how long are they gonna keep this scene going?
Yeah, I really liked Ant-Man in this movie. Like, he is really important to the plot. Like, they would be screwed without him. Like, if he didn't have those Pym particles, if like he just like really served a purpose in the story. He's like really had a lot of good lines, just like a really good character throughout. Like, he held his own with all the Avengers, and and like Paul Rudd is an actor too. Like, really pulled in the chops in this one. Like, when he goes to that memorial and he's like looking for his daughter's name, like I was feeling that. Like, that was like heavy.
Yeah,
and that's really, really cool coming from a comedic actor. And dude, when that final battle, Giant Man punching that wind fish, dude. Oh my god, dude.
There were so many cool
that like really blew my mind. Like, that was just like, yeah, we want that to happen. Like, swatting those things down like a fly, like, it's just so cool. I really like the
talk.
Go ahead.
Well, mine is going to go into a completely different tangent. So
I mean, me too. I was just picking random parts of the movie to talk about.
Well, there's a huge part that we haven't even talked about yet, and unfortunately, I got spoiled on it. But like, I'm surprised that they went down this route, killing Black Widow.
Yeah, man.
Shocking.
I'm sorry you got spoiled by that, because I was really surprised. Even when they were there, I didn't think either of them were going to die. I thought they were going to like come up with some way to get the Soul Stone without having to kill it, or some, you know what I mean? Like, I thought there was going to be some loophole to it, but no, like, she sacrifices her life, and it feels...
I love that scene where they're like fighting each other to get to the edge.
Yeah, that was...
My God, what a well-directed scene.
That was so good.
Because at first I was like kind of not digging it at first, because I thought Clint was like actually going to let her. I was like, this doesn't feel in character. I don't think he would ever let her. And then when he was like, all right, I understand. And then he fucking pushes her down and starts fighting for her. I was like, that makes more sense. And then I started really loving that scene.
Yeah, it really worked. I just, man, that when she's hanging on, and that hurts. It's kind of, the reason why I was very surprised is I'm pretty sure that they're making a Black Widow movie, which I'm like, it's greenlit. It already has a director attached to it, and I'm like,
That's fake.
It might be. They might have just did that to like
throw you off.
Like, just
I feel like it was fake.
I hope it's fake now. Like, I hope there isn't a Black Widow movie.
Yeah. But it was just, it's so weird that like, I guess it kind of, well, no, it doesn't, because she didn't show up until Iron Man 2, but it's just weird that those are the two characters they decided to kill. I was like sure that Cap was dying this movie.
I thought so too.
I guess he kind of did. But
Yeah, I mean, I
only
thought so
died
too.
in spirit.
Died in spirit. Or no, the spirit lives on through Falcon. I really dug that. I dug that Falcon got the shield. Like, I want to see him as Cap. Like, I think that's really cool. I'm excited to see what they do with his character now. Like, I prefer that over Winter Soldier. Like, I think that Falcon being Cap makes more sense. The only
Oh my god, that final, the funeral shot in the movie where they like have that shot of that proof that Tony Stark has a heart. I almost started crying there.
Yeah, dude,
too.
that's
What a
from Iron Man
beautiful
1.
callback.
That's from
What a beautiful callback.
so good. Dude, that made me, I was weeping there. I was and they show the whole cast. The camera, one shot, the camera just drags through the whole cast, like weaving back and forth. Just incredible. Really, really incredible. And like, just, again, just felt so fitting and just so, everything just felt so right. I thought the movie ended the way it should have ended. Like, this is it. Like, I get it.
It's the perfect send-off.
Yeah.
Like, you can't top this. Like, I don't know what they're going to do for, like, I wonder how people will feel watching more after this.
I'm curious. I really am. Like, Spider-Man 2, like, sure. Like, I feel like that can work, but like when you start dealing with bigger things, like Doctor Strange as a character, like where do you take his character now? Like, I'm really curious on like what you do for the future. And like, if you start building up more phases and you're building up to another overarching saga, what are we doing here? Like,
yeah,
that's,
I wonder if people will care after this, because this it feels like an ultimatum. Like, it feels like everything has been finished.
yeah. God, man, so
One
good.
thing I do like, though, that they did set up for the future that I'm super excited about, the only MCU movie that I'm actually excited about now, Thor and Guardians 3, baby. Let's go.
Crazy.
That's so cool.
Like, and that script is
love that.
already basically done. Like, James Gunn has already written.
I can't believe that like, that's something we didn't even know that what Thor would be in Guardians 3.
And like, it works so, I'm like, yeah, that seems right for Thor's character. Like,
that feels so right. After Infinity War, that beautiful chemistry with like the entire cat, those were some of the best scenes in that movie.
Yeah.
So like, to have him with that entire group is really great.
it's gonna be awesome.
Especially Thor and Star-Lord is like one of the best dynamics in the MCU right now.
Yeah, that's gonna be awesome. Like, and like, that was so cool. I really, really like that. That's definitely fitting for his character. I actually dug the idea of New Asgard too. I thought that was really cool. Like, just seeing that city, the way it was directed to, seeing Thor in the back. Hulk in the back of that truck with Rocket, like somber music playing, them just driving into New Asgard. Like, it's just so cool. Like, this is the world that they live in now. Like, stuff like this exists. That's just, it's insane.
Yeah.
And like, when they went back in the past to New York, and like Cap having to fight Cap, like, that's awesome. The fact that that Hulk was talking to the Ancient One from Doctor Strange, and her like confirming that she already knew that Strange was going to come to her in 5 years, become Doctor Strange, become the Sorcerer Supreme. Like, she already knew all that stuff.
Why was she in New York though?
She was I guess maybe she was the protector of the New York, what do you call it? The Sanctum or whatever. I guess at that time she was. I'm not sure. Or maybe because of the battle in New York, she like, okay, I should probably show up there, open a portal.
There's a little bit of retconning though, a little bit in that scene, because like you see all these like wizards who are like doing magic and shit with the invasion going on. It's like weird that we never saw those guys in Avengers.
Yeah, like
1,
I guess they were
okay.
they were just like super like, I don't want to get involved. Let's just protect the Sanctum. I guess that's it. We just didn't see that block. I guess, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, but I really liked that they tied in the Ancient One, and like that conversation between her and Banner, and like her saying like,
I just realized something they set up that I wasn't like, it happened and I was like, I wonder what they're going to do with that. And then they never went back to that plot point at all. And I feel like they're setting it up for a future movie. Loki with the cube.
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude.
He's gone.
He is gone. He just disappeared.
He's alive.
He's alive.
I knew he wasn't gonna die like he did in Infinity War.
That's insane, dude. I don't know what they're gonna do with his character. I don't know if he's showing up in Guardians. I don't know like what he's going to do as a character. Like, I'm guessing that he eventually is going to figure out everything that happened. Like, he's gonna figure out like why he had that cube and learn of the alternate timeline and all that stuff. I mean, that opens. I'm guessing that the future of the MCU is really gonna rely on mistakes that they made in the past that's going to affect the future, where like they did something and now this exists in the present or something like that, or like this character came from this time, or like I'm guessing time is going to have a lot to do with the upcoming phase, which is really cool, really dangerous.
I'm excited to see how that factors in.
Yeah. The sort of like Thor talking to his mom, I didn't really dig that. Felt a little weird.
Yeah, it was like, I thought it was okay. I
was kind of just, and not seeing Odin too.
That is one of the scenes I feel like meandered around.
Yeah, and like it went on like for a while, and like Rocket, like just like Thor just crying, like it just I don't really like this. Like,
yeah,
I'm kind of good on that. Like I didn't really need that. But it still fit into the context of the film, and I get that. And him, I liked how Freya, like his mom, knew that he was Thor from the future. Like, it makes sense that she would know that, and like that was kind of cool, I guess.
I think the stuff with the double nebula stuff, I feel like that, like, I guess it makes sense, but I feel like it was kind of a shoehorned way to get Thanos into the future. Because like I when it first started happening, I was like, wait, what? Like, this duplicate somehow has links to the other's memories? I don't know how that works.
I guess like their minds get like cross-wired or something. I have no idea. I dig Thanos learning of everything that happened and then him going into the future. I liked that. Like, that was cool. And like that fits his character. And I love how they ended up making Thanos even more evil. Like, when he arrived, he's like, I'm not gonna wipe out like half of humanity. I'm killing everyone now. Like, we're starting from scratch now.
Yeah.
Like,
I like that line he says where he's like, I take it like it's kind of like a moral rule of mine not to do this as objectively as possible, but wiping out this planet, I will enjoy it very, very much.
Yeah, oh man, that was so good. That was so good.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I like the Hail Hydra moment, and I like how the secretary dude from Winter Soldier was there. Like, Tony Stark met that dude. And like I like how that they connect, like a lot of like surprising cast members, like wow, like they got Robert Redford to return. Like, that dude's retired from film. He hasn't been in a movie in years. Like, that's crazy. And like to get him back, like that's really, really cool.
Wow, they had the cash.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I think he has like 2 lines too. But I really dug that scene. Like Hulk having to take the stairs too, I thought was really funny. And like it's just weird seeing like the credits were rolling after that point. Like, it's cool seeing like what they did after they captured Loki. Like, they went down the elevator. Like, you kind of like see it's like behind the scenes of the movie itself, which is really cool. Like, I like how Thor was like, and after this we're gonna go to lunch, right? They're gonna go to that shawarma place. Like, they're getting shawarma after they like deliver Loki or whatever. Like,
I love it, and like the Guardians moment where you see like Quill dancing, but you don't have the music. He's just like singing to himself.
And he's like, yeah, he's an idiot, right?
Yeah,
that was really funny.
Oh man, so like this movie really does like reward sticking with the series for so long. And,
yeah,
you know.
And it just makes it made everything feel more connected than it's ever been. Like, it made it made it feel like Ant-Man like mattered. Like, just like even the stakes that were like risen in Ant-Man, like that matters in this for some reason. Like, it just like, because all the characters have been built up to this point, and like it just feels perfect. Like, it feels perfect the way all the characters reacted again. Like Hawkeye as a character, the movie opening with Hawkeye, like that scene was just so good. Oh my goodness.
And then that, like, oh man, that cut to black going into the intro, like, what an unusual, like, you would never think to yourself, we're going to start what is going to eventually become the biggest blockbuster of all time with a scene about Hawkeye.
Yeah,
That's just
Hawkeye
not something
losing
you
his
would do.
family. Like, it's just, you would think it'd like open with Tony Stark and Nebula, and then like Captain Marvel arrives, then the logo appears. Like, you would think they'd open it that way, but no. Like, it's crazy. And dude, when Tony Stark gets back, first things first, that scene of him on the ship, like hanging out with Nebula, like he's like skinny, you see he's defeated. Like, I loved that. The emotion there with his suit, and like he's talking to Pepper, like that was really cool. And then when he got back down to Earth and he was talking to Cap and like saying that like, I told you this would happen, like I
His
warned you.
PTSD.
Yeah, like that was really, really, man, Robert Downey Jr., that's like one of his best performances as the character. He was so good in this movie. Like he had
miss him.
I am too, man. That's like, that really hurts, like him being gone. Like, you're never going to see him as Iron Man again. You're never going to see Cap again. Like, that's what hurts the most. That's what, like, it's over. And like, I grew up with these characters. Like, Iron Man came out in 2008. I was a boy then. I was like 12. Like, that's insane. Like, just thinking about that.
Like, that's the thing. One interesting thing, like, is that like this is like kind of Iron Man's movie. Like, this is like, I feel like out of every character in the cast, like it's Iron Man, and then like it's kind of just Iron Man. Like he like obviously you go between every single main character. Like nobody's like the main character, but I feel like the movie focused on like his emotional and dramatic stakes the most out of every other character.
I agree, yeah. I think I mean, I think it's because he started it all. And even, I don't know if you got to the end of the credits, like hearing that hammer, like that's what started it all, hearing that pounding.
Yeah.
I thought that was a really cool way. I'm kind of glad that there wasn't an after credit scene. Like, I'm kind of glad it just like ended with that. It felt fitting. But
the one thing about that though is that like I said, I wish there was a bit more. I mean, I guess Cap had like the very final scene in the movie, which is conclusive enough. I just like, I was actually expecting this to be more of Cap's movie than Iron Man's movie before I walked in. Like, I expected them to focus more on his arc too.
Because like Infinity War, I feel like focused a lot on Iron Man as well. Like Infinity War definitely felt like Iron Man was kind of taking the reins.
Yeah.
And like he felt responsible for what happened to Peter, and like what, you know, he wasn't able to defeat Thanos on Titan. Like and he deals with that PTSD when he gets back on Earth. Like, you definitely, like, I don't know, it carries through, and it makes sense that his character would be that. But like, I wish
Cap did get like a lot of spotlight though, so I can't really complain. Like, he got the best line in the movie, the best scene in the movie. So
yeah, and like he had the best action. I'd say Cap kicked the most ass in the movie, I think, because when he fights himself, when he's with Mjolnir, like that was incredible. Like, he definitely gets the best action. He gets the final scene, and I kind of wish that there was like more. I kind of wish they planted the seeds of him retiring in the middle of the movie. Like, just saying, like, when he maybe, like, he's like talking to Stark when they're back in the 70s, like, I think I'm done after this, man. Like, if we get all this done, like, I think I'm gonna try to get a family like you. Like, I'm tired. Like, you know, just like a line or two, just suggesting that he wants this kind of thing, and it makes sense for him to stay in the past and live his life with Peggy. And I would have liked something like that would, again, like, suggest that that's the direction his character's going in.
I am kind of surprised that this movie is like as well received as it is. Like, now that I'm looking at Rotten Tomatoes, it's at like 92% audience score, 96%. Like, I feel like a lot of people would be more harsh on like how slow this movie can be at times.
Yeah, how slow it is. Like, I mean, like, it's not a perfect movie, absolutely not.
Oh, no.
And I agree. I think I enjoy Endgame more, but Infinity War is the far better film. Like, let's get real. Like, Infinity War
is just like, out of every movie in the MCU, Infinity War is the perfect example of just all killer, no filler to the very end.
Yeah.
Whereas I feel like this movie does have filler, but then like it has these high moments that are just exponentially higher than anything you could get in any previous MCU movie.
Yeah, but they're high for like fans. They're high for, like, I guess the critics are fun because it's the finale. I guess a lot of critics are overlooking the flaws for like what it really is just a fun movie, and I kind of dig that. Like, it makes sense. Like, this is it. Like, I mean, this we're not going to be reviewing anything regarding these characters ever again. So, like, I guess I kind of dig that they would give it a chance and understand what the movie is for and what audience the movie is serving.
Yeah.
Just again, like the final there's so many moments, like Spider-Man going in instant kill mode, like him just saying Spider-Man coming back and then Tony Stark hugging him, like that felt so right.
Great scene.
And then Spider-Man seeing Tony die.
Being the first person. Yeah. He's the first person there.
That really hurt. And I guarantee you that's going to be
that,
important in Spider-Man 2, like this July.
Pepper Potts acting too. Dear God, that Gwyneth Paltrow.
Yeah, Gwyneth Paltrow coming through. I'm surprised she was in the movie so much. She was awesome.
Yeah. It kind of sucks that they didn't, like, I feel like we haven't seen her since, like, Iron Man 3. Like,
yeah,
it's so
really.
weird that she's been gone for so long. It's kind of a shame they couldn't get her back maybe during Infinity War. Like, we didn't even get to see her in Infinity War.
A little bit, like in the beginning before Doctor Strange, like, picks up Tony Stark or whatever. They're like going running together. He's like,
oh, yeah, you're right.
And technically, I guess they got married in Spider-Man. Like, at the end, he, like, has the ring or whatever.
Oh yeah, you're right. I guess they did have some moments.
They've been like building
it. I haven't seen her for a while.
Yeah, definitely not like a lot.
Do you think they're like building towards like her being Iron Man now for new generation of Iron Man?
I don't.
Kind of weird.
I don't think so.
Or maybe her daughter. That'd be. I don't know how I feel about all that.
I don't know. I don't like that either. But you did spot. I don't know if you like paid attention. A lot of people like spotted the kid from Iron Man 3 at the funeral.
Oh yeah.
He's there,
right.
and like I would.
Oh yeah, you're totally right. I saw that kid. I was like, wait a second.
He's older now.
He's there for a reason. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking that like if someone, I mean that's an accomplished actor. Like Ty Simpkins is like he's been in stuff. Like he could take the reins of that character, and then you have like I don't know if they would end up doing that or not. I feel like a lot of fans would hate that, to be honest with you, but like I don't know. I'm kind of okay with that, to be honest with you. Like if it like
I'm okay with Sam being Cap. I don't know, like there's always this like with comic books it's different because like you're going on so many different like storylines handled by different authors that eventually like there's no cohesion. Like you just read something for that issue or that particular like venture into that character. But the MCU is one vision, one storyline. So it would be weird and kind of like downplay the significance of Iron Man's death if you just brought him back through a different character.
Yeah, I agree. That it feels weird. Like I out of everyone, like I feel like the most of the Avengers are done. Like I think that like Hulk, he's done. You're not gonna see Hulk fight again.
I think Thor is probably the only person you're gonna like see.
I think Ant-Man's done, dude. I don't think Ant-Man's.
No. Ant-Man's not done.
He's not getting. There's not gonna be an Ant-Man 3. Maybe he'll pop up in like a new Avengers movie with like Falcon and Spider-Man.
Well, that's what I'm hoping for from now on. I hope that like from now on these movies that like these standalone movies like they start doing more like duo movies like Thor 3 did with like Hulk and Thor. Like
yeah, I hope so
that's
too.
just the way to do it now.
Yeah, I hope. I honestly hope
like Thor and Guardians now. Like that's just how you connect these universes without needing to get like a bunch of characters together. At least get two.
Yeah, I can see someone popping up in Spider-Man. Like who knows? Like I don't know what they have planned, but like. But that's the thing. We don't really know what's going to happen next. They haven't really confirmed. I mean, we're assuming that there's going to be a Doctor Strange 2. We're assuming that there's going to be a Black Panther 2.
Well, here's the thing. Like, we still, like, Disney has X-Men now.
Exactly.
And Fantastic Four.
Exactly. And with the time being manipulated, those characters become a lot more possible. I think that they could do something weird with X-Men where, like, time, like, messed something up and created the X-Men or... There's plenty of room for them to introduce, and like Fantastic Four, you can make a movie right now and have that connect, like no problem whatsoever.
Yeah.
Like you could literally have like Guardians 3 end with like a Silver Surfer tease or something. Like you could totally do that, and it'd be perfectly fine.
Well, Adam Warlock is supposed to appear, right?
Yeah, Adam Warlock. I don't know if you've seen what he looks like, but good God, I'm excited for that. I'm wondering who's gonna play him. I hope they get like someone like Ryan Gosling or something, like someone handsome, like just like this like star-studded looking guy. But I'm excited to see what they're planning on doing with that character. I don't know if he's evil. I think he joins the Guardians, I'm pretty sure.
Well, I was told that he's like an integral role in the Infinity War storyline, which is why it was weird that they didn't introduce him sooner.
I was watching Jeremy John's spoiler thing, and he said like I was fully like getting ready to see him pop up. Like I was like ready to see, because he said he read the graphic novel like right before the movie, and he was like ready to see Adam Warlock just come out of nowhere. But no, I don't know. Again, I have no idea what I mean, that's phase. I mean, you could do stuff with those types of characters for phase 4 and like introduce him. Maybe he's a villain. Maybe he's the next big baddie. I don't know. It's going to be really interesting to see where they go next with these characters. Like I'm hesitantly excited.
I don't know if it's for me. I feel like this is the end of our generation's Avengers, and now they're making a new arc for a different generation.
Yeah, and that's okay. Like I'm okay. I mean, I'm obviously gonna I'm going to see Spider-Man 2. I'm gonna see Doctor Strange 2. Like I want to see those movies, but like I think we need to go towards them with a different state of mind. And like I think they're going to be building up to something brand new. I think it's going to be something very different. I hope they just make things weird. Just keep taking chances. Like it's time to start making weirder Marvel movies. Like let's get wild now. Like there's no point in holding back anymore. Like have you seen
this? This was a chance with this movie, and I like I don't know if you've like seen the numbers that this is doing, but like it's insane.
Yeah, I've heard
it's even more insane when you consider that this is like a movie that no studio would ever take a chance on. Remember DC, who cut I can't remember, like Justice League down to 2 hours or under 2 hours because they were afraid of like, you know, they wanted to show it in as many theaters, as many showings as possible. This is over 3 hours long. It has acts that I don't think would appeal to kids. Like I think a lot of kids will be bored for a lot of this movie. Like it's just a really weird and different kind of movie that I can tell they took chances on. I can tell the writers, the Russo brothers, were like maybe even had to push a little bit to get this made. Maybe the executives at Marvel were like hesitant to do this thing, but I'm glad it got made. I'm glad they took that chance.
I'm too. Like just like Thor being fat, like that's what? Like we're gonna just like make him fat, like Hulk being this weirdo now, like all these like just going back, like just involving time travel in general, I feel like is a risk. Like I feel like that's a strange direction to go for these characters, and then having it work so well too, like just very impressive writing, like can you imagine writing this screenplay? Are you kidding me?
Oh no.
I so intricate. Like obviously there's plot holes and problems here and there.
I'm not like when you look at a movie like this, you're not looking at the plot holes. You're looking at just, did it do its job? Did it do what it set out to do? And the answer is yes. It set out to be a fan service heavy send-off culmination ultimatum to this franchise, and I think it did that just wonderfully.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, man. I just keep thinking of the end. I keep thinking of like just the battle, how much fan service was there and how much it all just worked, man. Like when Falcon contacts Cap on your left. Oh my god. And when he says Avengers Assemble, I was feeling a certain way, man.
I was crying.
Me too.
That scene, I had 2 scenes that I cried in during the movie. That scene, I cried during the Avengers Assemble scene, and I also cried at the credits when the original Avengers got their like signatures and like little montage. And like that's the weird thing, is that like I didn't cry at any of the like sad moments. I cried at just how emotionally overwhelming this movie is for someone who's stayed with it for like over 10 years. Like,
I agree with you.
I think that's why people are walking out of this movie like with like such high praise, even despite its problems, is that like even with its problems, it pays respect to the fans in the best way possible.
Yeah. And it's a love letter. It really is.
Yeah.
It's just a love letter, and like, God, man, it feels like I was just like a kid in a candy shop watching that final scene, like watching all that action unfold. Like, oh my goodness, like seeing Thor wield the Stormbreaker and Mjolnir, like, oh my God, that was cool. Oh, and then
having all those characters there was like
Valkyrie riding a Pegasus. Like, are you freaking kidding me? Like, that's just so cool. As forced as it was, like all the female characters coming together.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say that. I was gonna talk about it.
Like, it's forced, but it was cool. Like,
it was an eye roll thing, but then like when you look past it, it's like you set those characters up. They are definitely awesome female characters. Even though it's forced, you earned that little moment. I'll let you have it.
Yeah,
it was good.
Like,
it was definitely good.
It's something that I feel like was kind of needed too, like in the bro force that is the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Like, it's nice to see that kind of shine a little bit there.
It's just a shame that they couldn't get with Black Widow and on, like, just to get everybody in there. That would have been nice. But,
yeah.
And Vision, now that I think about it. But
yeah, like, what is WandaVision? What is that now? Like, how are they doing that?
Oh yeah, I don't know.
It makes me. I'm very excited to see.
Well, no, because he said he was returning them, so that's going to be returned, and Vision's probably going to be alive, I would guess.
Yeah, it's going to be weird. They got some explaining to do for sure. Like,
where was that stone before? I can't even remember.
It was in Loki's. It's in Loki's scepter. Where did they get?
Oh yeah, you're right.
Where did they get that? They got it from New York. They got the scepter, they got the cube, and they got the reality, or the time stone. Yeah, I'm not sure like where, like, returning that, what that does, because it was going to Shield or going to Hydra. So I have no idea.
Yeah,
that's interesting. Yeah, I think there's gonna be. I think like the next couple of Marvel movies are gonna be like cleanup. Like, it's gonna be like explaining some things that happen and like messing with the past, how that affects the future and things like that. And I think that's really cool. I think that, God, there's just so much. There's so much that they could do with that, and I love how this movie, like, it feels just beautiful. It's just a beautiful send off to these characters.
Beautiful.
I can talk about every dude. The America's ass joke.
Oh, yeah.
That was super fun. When Cap like finally beats himself up, he's like, "That is America's ass."
That's the thing. There was like, I felt like there was a lot less comedy in this movie, but the comedy that was there, like, I always found myself like laughing harder than I usually do at the comedy in Marvel movies. Like, they wrote it well.
Yeah.
Still.
And I like how, like, it just, like, I think the reason why it was funnier because you knew it was the last time you were going to hear these people tell those, or it becomes funnier in retrospect because, like, that's it. Like, you're not going to hear Cap say these kinds of things again. You're not going to hear Tony Stark joking around calling Thor the Big Lebowski anymore. Like, that's not going to exist anymore. That's crazy. And, like, I think that's another thing I have to give the movie credit. Like, immediately as soon as the movie starts, like, it feels like the end. Like, it feels like that this is the final movie. Like, you just get that vibe right off the bat. Like, from the music, from like this, just the soundtrack to the character interactions. Like, it feels just very important, very like respectfully treated. Like, it just feels like that this is the culmination that we as an audience deserve. And it's that, I think that all in all, like, as a whole, like, I would be happy if this was the final MCU film. Like, if you just like rebooted the MCU after this, like 10 years later or something, I'd be okay with that. Like, I'd be like, I'd be fulfilled as an audience member. But it's not the end, and that kind of makes me excited as an audience member. I'm curious, like is Cap done? Are we gonna see him like giving like people advice? Like, is we gonna have old man Chris Evans like talking to Spider-Man like how to lead the Avengers?
That'd be fun.
Yeah, they could do something like that.
I would like to keep his character like around to some degree.
Yeah, I think that would be kind of cool, and I think that's what Chris Evans meant when he was like, if they want me, I'll be there. Like, his contract's over, but like if they want him, he could be old man Chris Evans. Yeah, man. It's a beautiful movie, and there's still, God, and I'll tell you now something that I feel hungover watching it. Like, I feel like like I couldn't really sleep last night after I watched the movie. Like I kept thinking about how they ended things, and like it's like you kind of like you question the idea of it being over. You question the idea of Tony Stark being dead. You question the idea of Captain America retiring. But like you keep questioning it, and then like, did that actually work? And like I just keep asking myself that, like, yes, it did. Like that actually worked. And like you kind of like, I look for flaws in it, like, no, hang on. And like, yeah, it did work. Like that was so beautifully done. And like I just keep thinking about that, how, because we don't see this in film very much. Like even with like, I think like Harry Potter, Deathly Hallows, like I don't know, like it just didn't feel the magic as I did like the way I did here. Like I didn't feel like that was like a culmination, or like was treated with as much. It's a completely different series.
Well, I feel let's not trash talk Harry Potter.
Absolutely
like,
not.
Like
No.
Well, too.
It did well too, but like
I agree that this is just like on a completely different level in terms of like fan service and just paying homage to everything.
Yeah, it feels like a celebration of the entire Marvel Cinematic Universe. Like even
it is a celebration.
Going as far as to actually go into individual films in the franchise. I kind of wish they went into like more. Like I wish we would have saw like obviously there's not really a reason for them to do that, but I kind of wish we did like see like other past selves, or I wanted to see them interact with themselves more. Like having Tony meet Tony, I think would have been super funny, and like having Hulk have to fight the Hulk, like I thought that would have been cool.
Yeah.
I like when they're like, Hulk, I think you do need to smash a little bit to like fit in or whatever, and he just kind of stumbles around the street, just like knocking cars down. I guess just like tossing things around. I thought that was really, really cool there. Yeah, dude. All in all, I think it's a fantastic film. I'm giving it high praise. I want to see it again. I really do. Like I want to see it again in theaters.
I feel like I need to like fully form an opinion on it. I feel like I need to see it a second time.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. I still feel exhausted. You're gonna find yourself thinking about it, man. Like I'm still thinking about it. Like,
I'm still thinking about it right now.
Like I can't get it out of my head. Just that final hour of the movie, how it all ends.
Dude, it's like it's just you can't spend over 10 years with something, and like I've gotten so attached to these characters. I've gotten so attached to the people playing these characters. Like it's just like you can't spend that much time with something and not feel an emptiness when you realize they're gone.
Yeah, that's the way I feel. I feel that emptiness. I feel that it's just like, and that's what hit me the most when the credits are rolling. I'm like, it's really over. Like, I'm not gonna see Chris Evans wielding that shield anymore, and that's insane. Like, that feels so special the way they handle that. And like, again, I guess that's the part. That's why I keep thinking of it. It's like I don't want that to happen, but it did, and it feels right. And like, characters dying and characters moving on, like as a human being you don't want those things. Like it just happens, and like you kind of just have to accept it. And that, God, it's just man, I really want to like get inside the head of the Russos. Like now that this is over, I want to hear like a spoiler interview with them, and like how they develop these scenes and these characters. And God, it's crazy that they kept those secrets. Like Tony Stark dying, I can't believe that didn't get like completely leaked like way before the movie came out. That's insane.
Oh, it did.
It did?
I got spoiled on everything.
Are you serious?
Yeah, dude.
How?
I tried.
Oh my God, man.
Dude, you don't even want to hear the dumb stuff I've had to deal with in terms of spoilers. I'll tell you later.
Okay.
It was annoying though.
Oh my goodness. All in all, we both enjoyed the film. I've been a Marvel fan since I was a kid. Me and you both have. I've always enjoyed the Marvel movies for what they are. Like, I mean, obviously some are better than others, but it's been an absolute joy getting through this franchise of films, and I'm very curious and excited to see what they do next with these characters. And like, do you think they're gonna make another like Captain America movie, but Falcon is Captain America? Or sorry, Captain Falcon.
Maybe not a standalone movie, but obviously he's gonna come back to.
He's got to lead the Avengers, like the new Avengers.
Oh yeah, you're right. It's so weird to think about like new generation stuff.
Yeah. Oh man, it's crazy. Like, Spider-Man is going to be like a prominent member of the Avengers. Like, he's the new Tony Stark in the Avengers. Like, that's really, I really hope, because apparently Spider-Man's set like 2 minutes after this movie, and like, I'm curious what they're going to do.
That school
like,
scene?
Yeah, like he's going to have some PTSD from that. Like, he saw the world ending. He watched Tony Stark die in front of him.
Yeah.
You know what I kind of wish? I kind of wish Tony Stark literally said, like, I wish they gave Tony Stark the Uncle Ben line. Somewhere
with great power comes
yeah,
great
not
responsibility.
necessarily in that specific scene, but I would have liked to see him say, I wanted him to say that. I was kind of hoping he said that in Homecoming, to be honest with you.
Yeah, he kind of did.
Yeah, he did. Paraphrase.
That was like one of the messages in that.
Yeah, his whole character in that movie was basically screaming that, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But yeah, all in all, a great movie. Make sure to comment down below. Give us your thoughts on Avengers Endgame. How do you feel about it all coming to an end? How do you feel about Fat Thor and Green Bruce Banner? And just like everything, like let us know what you think of this. I'll drop down in the comments and I'll discuss it with you guys, and we'll talk all about this thing. I'm probably, man, I don't know. I'll probably do like a stream and talk more about this movie. I don't even know. I feel I need, like, I don't have enough closure. Like, I feel like there's like no way to like grasp any kind of like closure after watching that movie. Like, it feels like there's like just nothing, like, I don't know. It feels weird. I think I need to watch Spider-Man. I think that's gonna help, to be honest with you. I don't know.
That's how they get you.
Yeah, that's how they get you. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. Thanks for staying on this channel. You know, it's been a while since I've uploaded, like, this is my first like actual real video that has substance and actual content. So thanks for joining in. If you got through this entire discussion, make sure to hit the thumbs up button. That means a lot that you listen to us ramble on for over almost an hour now. Crazy. Anyway, thanks PhenomSage, Matthew, for joining me for this discussion. Always a pleasure. We'll always do this for big tentpole. You know, we should do this more for like big movies, like when like Skywalker comes out or whatever.
This was basically a podcast. We should start that movie podcast.
Yeah, man, we should. Yeah, that'd be cool. But yeah, we'll probably talk more about some stuff. E3's coming up. You know, me and PhenomSage are getting together for that. So anyway, thank you guys for watching, and until next time, I'll see you later. Bye-bye.